Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So, have you ever applied for a job and found yourself wondering exactly who or maybe what is actually reviewing your resume? Well, increasingly, it's not a who at all, but a what. Artificial intelligence is rapidly taking over the hiring seat, and it's processing applications up to 50 times faster than a human ever could. Now, on paper, that sounds like the absolute perfect, most efficient solution to modern recruitment, right? But today, we're unpacking a pretty dangerous illusion, the myth of the neutral algorithm. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First up, we'll look at when AI hiring fails. Second, how algorithms actually learn bias. Third, we'll navigate the global legal minefield. And finally, auditing and fixing AI. I promise, after we explore some of these pitfalls, we will totally unpack the legal landscape and give you some real actionable solutions. All right, starting with section 1, when AI hiring fails. We're looking at real-world examples of algorithmic discrimination, because while AI promises incredible efficiency, the reality is often quite different. I want you to just picture this for a second. Imagine a machine is making the ultimate final call on your career trajectory. It reads your resume, it analyzes your video interview, and it basically decides your fate in milliseconds. Would a robot hire you fairly? I mean, most of us instinctively want to say yes. We kind of just assume machines are perfectly logical and totally free from human prejudice. But, well, wait until you see the evidence. We all have this really deep-seated expectation of flawless objective AI. Software vendors are out there constantly promising that their tools can screen massive piles of applications 50 times faster without breaking a sweat. But here is the stark reality. Uncalibrated AI algorithms are actually just scaling up our human blind spots. Take Amazon, for instance. A few years ago, they built this experimental AI recruiting tool that used a 5-star rating system for technical candidates. Sounds great, except the AI literally taught itself that male candidates were preferable. And why? Because it was trained on 10 years of past resumes, which, you guessed it, disproportionately came from men. It actively penalized resumes containing the word women's, like women's chess club captain, and even downgraded applicants from all female colleges. Ultimately, Amazon just had to completely shut the whole project down. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that Amazon is definitely not the only example where things failed spectacularly. Look at the HireVue AI video interview platform. A deaf and indigenous woman applied for a role at a software firm. She was communicating using a deaf English accent and American Sign Language. Well, the automated speech recognition model had absolutely no training to process her inputs. It completely misread her speech patterns, and she was automatically rejected. Or consider Google Ads. A major study showed the platform favored showing high-paying executive job ads over 5 times more often to men than to women. Guys, these aren't just minor software bugs. These are systemic failures creating massive, real-world disparate impact. Which brings us to section 2, how algorithms learn bias. Let's deconstruct the actual mechanics of machine prejudice and exactly why these high-profile failures happen. First, we need to get clear on what algorithmic bias actually is. It's essentially the systematic and repeatable errors in a computer system that create unfair outcomes. And it almost always stems from flawed training data or proxies. The absolute crucial thing to understand here is that AI doesn't just invent racism or sexism out of thin air. It's really more like a mirror. If your historical hiring data shows that you consistently hired from a very narrow set of universities, or let's say you penalized employment gaps related to caregiving, the AI just encodes those historical human biases and turns them into a strict, scalable mathematical rule. Just look at the drastic difference in these numbers. In a Carnegie Mellon study, researchers used an automated testing tool called AdFisher. They basically created thousands of fake job seeker profiles that were identical in literally every single way except for their gender. When it came to high-paying coaching jobs, we're talking roles offering over $200,000 a year. The ads were shown to men 1,852 times and to women only 318 times. The algorithm basically decided that based on past data, men were somehow a better match for high-paying roles. It's wild, but it completely proves how algorithmic bias actively limits who even gets to see certain career opportunities. And please, don't write this off as some old problem that tech companies have already solved. Look at this very recent finding from Stanford in October 2025. Researchers found that AI resume screening tools gave older male candidates higher ratings than young or female candidates, even when their resumes were generated from the exact same baseline data. It really just reinforces that mirror metaphor we talked about. AI is still just scaling our past mistakes at an unprecedented speed if we leave it unchecked. So why does all of this matter so much right now? Well, because according to a 2024 Gallup survey, a staggering 93% of Fortune 500 HR leaders are now using AI in their business practices. 93%. The stakes have literally never been higher. We are way past talking about some fringe experiment here. We are talking about the core infrastructure of how the biggest companies in the world are building their teams. Moving on to Section 3, the global legal minefield. Let's look at the massive financial and legal liabilities employers are facing as regulators push back against the black box. To really grasp this minefield, we have to define a critical compliance term, AEDT, or Automated Employment Decision Tool. This definition comes straight from New York City's Local Law 144. It categorizes any computer system using machine learning to substantially assist or replace human discretion in hiring. Under this groundbreaking law, if you use an AEDT on candidates in NYC, you have to conduct an independent bias audit every single year. And you have to publicly publish the results. The days of just hiding behind a software vendor's algorithm are officially over. Let's move to and see how this builds across the globe, because this regulatory pushback is happening everywhere. The EU AI Act officially classifies employment AI as high risk and is completely banning emotion recognition in the workplace by August 2026. Canada is enforcing really strict data minimization. Under Australia's Privacy Act, algorithms absolutely cannot use things like zip codes or names as a proxy to infer protected traits like race. And South Africa's equity laws strictly prevent algorithms from inadvertently filtering out previously disadvantaged groups. So the global consensus is totally aligned here. AI in HR is a high-risk activity that demands intense oversight. And if companies think they can just point the finger at the software vendor when things go wrong, they really need to pay attention to Mobley v. Workday. This is a landmark class action lawsuit where a federal judge ruled that third-party AI screening tools can actually be considered an agent of the employer. That establishes a huge legal precedent. It basically means you cannot simply outsource your liability. If the AI tool you buy discriminates against applicants, you, the employer, are on the hook. So the crucial point is, how do regulators actually measure this bias? Well, they look at the 80% threshold, which is commonly known as the 4/5 rule. Think of it like this. If an AI tool advances white male applicants at a rate of 40%, but advances black female applicants at a rate of only 15%, that falls way below the 80% standard. It's a clear mathematical flag for disparate impact between demographics, and it is exactly what these new mandatory bias audits are designed to catch and penalize. All right, let's bring it home with Section 4, Auditing and Fixing AI. Time for some proven strategies for fair and compliant recruitment. So here is your actual actionable blueprint to fix these algorithmic systems. Step 1, standardize skills-first assessments. You really want a structured first step where every single applicant is evaluated against identical, objective behavioral anchors, none of this loose culture fit stuff. Step 2, audit systems continuously. You can't just buy a tool and forget about it. You have to run tests to ensure scores don't drop just because a candidate's name implies a certain ethnicity. And step 3, keep humans accountable. The golden rule you want to remember here is skills in, proxies out to ensure you avoid those demographic traps completely. Practically, this means transitioning away from the black box AI you see over on the left. That stuff is entirely opaque and relies way too heavily on biased historical data. Instead, we have to demand explainable AI. Explainable AI relies on strict PII blindness, which means the model is explicitly instructed to completely ignore personally identifiable information like names, genders, and zip codes. It also uses independent JD evaluation, meaning it only evaluates the applicant against the specific requirements of the job description rather than constantly ranking them directly against other candidates. It basically removes that zero-sum game that breeds bias in the first place. I love this quote because it hits the nail on the head. Explainable AI and a human in the loop ensure AI assists, not replaces, human discretion. This is absolutely vital. A machine should never, under any circumstances, execute an automated rejection without the possibility of a manual human review. AI is a fantastic, incredibly powerful tool to parse data, surface skills, and rank great talent. But a human must always, always make the final contextual call. Which leaves us with this final, somewhat provocative question to ponder. Is your AI building the workforce of the future, or just repeating the mistakes of the past? As artificial intelligence continues to completely reshape how we hire, how we build teams, and how we evaluate talent, it is really up to us to ensure that efficiency never comes at the cost of equity and fairness. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope you walk away with a much clearer understanding of the mechanics, the laws, and the powerful solutions behind algorithmic hiring. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.